everyone, and welcome back to our Take on Cruise with Shannon and Roger, or
Roger and Shannon.
My name is Shannon McKee with Access Cruise, and as always, I have with me
Roger Blum with Cruise and Port Advisors, and we are outside in the Miami heat in the middle of the summer when they tell people not to be outside.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking, you're from Texas, I'm from Miami. We can take it.
We can take it. It's hot. There's a little bit of a breeze because we're down on the water today, but there have been a lot of heat advisories, not only for Miami, but for around the world. It's a crazy hot summer.
Which means people want to be on the water. So look, whether you're in the water on a small boat or a cruise ship, that is where to be, on the water.
That's right. I was on the water earlier this summer on a cruise ship, and it was fabulous. I recommend everybody taking a cruise this summer.
Well, probably better than you spending last week sitting in airports.
Yes, last week was a little bit of a crazy week, travel week for business, all over the Europe.
Matter of fact, a friend of mine in Europe, and I won't mention the airline, said that there was an airline with jets that it wasn't a very easy period for.
What?
I won't mention which airline it is.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but okay.
I mentioned two words in there. So our viewers will figure out the puzzle. But on happier subjects.
Happier subjects. There is lots going on. Well, first of all, we saw an announcement that MSC is going to be returning to China, which follows the announcement that Royal Caribbean is returning to China.
That's right. So China is heating up again. The Asian market is heating up again. Carnival Corporation did say they're going to be holding off a couple years at least before they return to China. Yeah. But the Asian market is really heating up. There was just the big cruise conference, the Asian cruise conference in Jeju and Jeju Island in South Korea. The attendance from throughout the region, from what I've seen, was tremendous. So congratulations to all of our friends in Jeju for putting on a great conference.
That's right. Also in the news, we've seen Starlink really taking hold of the cruise industry. You know, it started, I know that it was on ships, but now I see all the cruise lines continue to announce some kind of partnership with Starlink, which I think is going to continue to bring down the price of bandwidth, which is what you need to supply Wi-Fi and internet to all the guests. So as they do that, they're really starting to disrupt the industry a bit, but I think it's good news for the consumers, for the guest experience. I think you're going to get faster internet. I think that there's going to be plenty of bandwidth now so that you can stream, and I think that's where we've been working towards. A lot of people, they want to bring their Netflix and be able to stream, and that's not been something that we've been able to do in the past. So we're going to see a lot of changes, and I think we're going to see more announcements coming out around that guest experience and what you'll be able to do now that Starlink has started to infiltrate the cruise space.
Well, you know, it's funny. It wasn't that long ago that people said, no, I'm going to be on a ship.
Yeah.
I want to disconnect. I don't want my Wi-Fi. I don't want my phone. I don't want my laptop. Well, those days have changed.
Exactly.
People
There's no disconnection.
People can't live without this. So with Starlink, it is much cheaper. What's interesting is to see how that's going to affect the consumer pricing. In other words, it's going to be definitely cheaper for the cruise lines. Will they pass these savings on to the guests? So we'll see.
I don't know that there's going to be necessarily savings passed on to the guest as much as the experience will be improved. Much improved.
Well, hopefully.
But we'll see.
Because many of us do know when we have been on a ship before Starlink and before the low orbital satellites and all of those type of things, just to send an email would be kind of like you push send and you kind of like go get a cocktail. Well, that's not a bad idea, but whatever.
Especially if you're on a ship, right?
That's right.
Well, also happening, of course, we've talked about this before, we have Seatrade Cruise Hamburg that is coming up just around the corner, beginning here in the first week of September 5th through the 7th, I believe. Yes, I'm like putting my numbers in there. But they have announced the keynote speakers. So we're going to see a lot of the presidents from the major cruise lines, the European cruise lines. They will be a part of that panel, including Ponant. We have AIDA, we also have TUI Cruises, we have the general manager from Europe for CLIA, and finally Michael McCarthy, who is the chairman of the board for Cruise Europe. So that should be a great panel.
And Seatrade has posted the full agenda, the full conference agenda. Yeah. They haven't put names down, but we're going to be doing a couple sessions ourselves. So not just to come see us, but all of the speakers. It's a great lineup. We're going to have great guests on our sessions.
Yes, absolutely. And also, don't forget, if you haven't done so already, I believe there's still time, about, I'm trying to think the day, about a week or so, that you can apply to be a part of the Seatrade Cruise Awards, which they have so many different awards: a Destination of the Year, Port of the Year, you know, Sustainability Initiative of the Year. So that's something to think about to make sure that you get your application in for an award, Seatrade Cruise Award.
And if you haven't registered yet, we'll post, like, down below us underneath this video, we have a discount code that we can share. As ambassadors, we can share our discount code. So it's a very secret code that we will only share with people who watch our videos.
It's super secret.
So we're saving you money by watching us.
That's right. Now, speaking of some shout outs, I think there's quite a few shout outs this week, right? So I know that our friend and colleague from the CPAA, he's been working on a lot of projects, and Stornoway is one of the projects and partners he's been working on for years, and they're having a record-breaking summer. And also, Ioannis had a big project this summer.
That's right. So David Selby from the UK, from Travel Deals in the UK,
yes.
He's been representing Stornoway for many years, and who would have known the Outer Hebrides have really caught on with cruising. And Ioannis, who has this vision for how to move around and stuff, came up with this incredible mapping system, which I can't wait to see in Mykonos.
That's
It's
right.
really changing the visitor experience in Mykonos.
So congratulations to David and Ioannis, and a big congratulations to Dona Prosper Regis, who is just taken the lead role for the Caribbean Tourism Organization. It's the first time, number one, a female, but the second one is a cruise line executive, right, that has taken the helm of the CTO.
And that's really big news. Dona came from, she was running the Antigua port for Global Ports Holding. She's run the Tortola port, Margaritaville. She's done a lot of stuff, but she understands cruise. And for me, the bottom line in tourism isn't whether people come on an airplane or on a ship. You want people to come to your destination. You want them to have a great, you want to have demand, awareness of your destination. You want people to have a great time. You want people to be sharing it on social media. You want them coming back. So the fact that Dona's coming out of cruise, whether she came out of that, hotels, air, it doesn't matter. It's tourism. Dona's a great person. She actually
saw
in Malaga, Dona, I don't know if you remember, my wife and I were sitting on a bus bench trying to get a bus because we couldn't get a taxi. You had a taxi and you took us on a taxi.
Aww,
so Dona, we owe you.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Dona. Congratulations, David and Ioannis. Anything else?
Congratulations, Shannon, for surviving your travels.
Crazy travels. When I see you guys, I'll tell you all about it. But yes, went all the way over to Europe for some cruise line meetings that never happened because I could never get into the destination.
But you had lots of flights.
People glued themselves to the runway. It was an interesting trip.
Sticky situation. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.